Hey y'all, what is up? Happy Monday. I know it is about 6 o'clock on the East Coast, so you guys have probably had most of your Monday already. But as you know, Mondays mean more money Mondays. I am here, I am back. Thank y'all so much for checking in on me. And we got to get right to it. Today's message is so timely. It is so timely. And I'm like, this is going to be so perfect for today. If God allows me to have my page, oh, look, the time limit came. Okay, guys. So I said, if God allows me to have my page back for Monday, I already know the exact message I am going to share today. Girl, yes, the page was down temporarily, but we are back. So we are grateful. And listen, if there's anybody who messages you guys and they have an extra Y in their name or an extra I or a FX at the end, if it's not Ellie Talks Money spelled as it is normally spelled, it's not me. Okay. It is not me. I know y'all been looking for me. All right, I'm pinning a comments. Okay. Yes, so my page was down for a couple days, but we are back. So, very grateful to God. All right, so today's message is really timely. And I know that there are so many of you who are going to benefit from this because the way that this message came to me was over the weekend in dealing with not having my page and just so many other things. I need you guys to recognize that in your life and in your business and anything that you are looking to do to change your situation and to follow your purpose, you are going to have to pivot. Okay, somebody comment the word pivot. You are going to have to pivot. You are going to have to always shift onto a different path. It doesn't mean you stop going after what you're going after, but very rarely is the road smooth. Very rarely are you going down this amazing smooth path with no rocks, no potholes, no, I don't know, power outages. It's very rare that that is happening. But I need you to know that in what you are doing, the business you're starting, the job that you have, the house you're trying to buy, the wealth you're trying to build, all these things that you are currently doing right now to change your situation, to improve your life, there are going to be challenges, but there is so much power in the pivot. And what I want you guys to really pay attention to here is that purpose does not make excuses. Somebody comment no excuses. Because I want to tell you guys, when I was sitting, I think this was probably Friday night. I'm like, dang, I don't have my Instagram page. Why is this happening to me? Talking to God, like, I've built this community. What does this mean? I'm the real one. Why are all these fake pages trying to be me? Just in my funk. And what came through clear as day, which is how I know this is a message that was meant for you, for me, and now I know it's meant for you, is God said, purpose does not make excuses. So you sometimes, and me sometimes, we allow the things that happen to us to be an excuse as to why we can't keep going. I was ready to say, you know what? I made enough money. I'm about to go get married and just sit. Because this is too much. They taken my page. It's just too much. And God said, purpose makes no excuses. So you have a purpose that you need to fulfill. And whether you look at your business serious like that, you need to. Because what you are actively thinking about, what you are taking the steps to work on every day, that's a part of your purpose. You wouldn't have that business idea. You wouldn't have this desire to build wealth. You wouldn't be focusing on this goal that you currently have if it was not attached to your purpose. We all are sent here with our own mission, with our own assignments. But you cannot keep bringing up excuses when it comes to you fulfilling your purpose and fulfilling your assignment. See, it doesn't matter how challenging it gets, purpose makes no excuses. So even if your Instagram page gets taken, even if you break up with your man, even if you get fired from that job, even if you don't have money to pay your bills this month, whatever it is, you have to know that purpose makes no excuses. And all the time that you face adversity, and this is what I had to realize this weekend, and what I spoke on when I spoke at a conference on Saturday, is nothing is ever happening to you. It's only ever happening for you. And when you're dealing with pain, that can be the hardest thing to accept. That can be the hardest thing to admit, but it's never happening to you. It's always happening for you. Somebody comment, it's for me. Somebody comment, it's for me. Hey, YouTube. Somebody comment, it is for me. And so even when I'm sitting here thinking, why is this occurring? You know, this is like the 10th time this year that my page does this up and down thing all year, right? And it was very hard for me to understand why, right? And not just that, that's the most recent adversity I faced, but I face adversity every day. You have to shift and realize nothing is ever happening to you. It's always happening for you. And it may not seem like that in that moment, but remember what we talked about 2 weeks ago on More Money Monday. We said that God destroys in order to rebuild. So when you are dealing with your challenges, when you are feeling like you want to quit, when things are coming up and you don't understand why this is happening to you, why is it so hard? You have to recognize that when you go through these difficult situations and when you face these challenges, it is meant to build you up. It is meant to make you stronger, and it is meant to show you how you can go find another way. Because again, purpose does not make excuses. So every time something comes and it appears to be a challenge, it appears to be something that's happening to stop you and to take you down, you instead need to see it as hard as this is for me to face right now, this is something that is actually happening in order to build me up. This is something that is actually happening in order for me to see how I needed to rely on myself in a different way. This is something that is happening to me in order for me to see that I'm really tougher than I thought I was. Because a lot of the time, when challenges don't come up, we get comfortable. We get comfortable. We get content. We think we're doing enough. But God wants you to be a champion. I want you to be a champion. You should want yourself to be a champion. And in order for you to truly live in the purpose that has already been assigned to you, tough times will have to come. Because it's not easy being the first millionaire in your family. It's not easy breaking these curses that have existed in our families for hundreds of years. It's not easy being the first one to do something in your family no one else has ever done, in your friend group that no one else has ever done. That's not easy. So in order for you to pass those tests, in order for you to make it through that, you have to have things thrown your way. You have to have challenges. But the key is always being able to pivot. Always being able to pivot. Nothing is ever happening to you. It is always happening for you. It may take you some time to accept that. It may take you some time to wake up to that, but you always have to know that that is what is taking place. You always have to know that is what is taking place. So let's talk about the art of the pivot. When things show up, right? You're working on your business. You're trying these new strategies. You're doing different things to save money, to make money. You want to get into real estate. There's goals you want to accomplish. Somebody comment some of your goals in the chat. What are your goals that you want to achieve before the end of the year? One of my goals is to buy another piece of property, right? So I want you to comment the goals you have for this year. Let's talk about the art of the pivot. As you are aiming to achieve these goals, I can tell you right now, something is going to come up to make it a little bit more challenging for that to happen, because this is just nature. The pivot means, it doesn't mean that you go and say, okay, this goal is not meant for me. I guess I should just stop trying to buy the house. I guess I should just stop trying to build my business. I guess I should just stop trying to make more money, because every time I do this, I face a challenge. The pivot means you still keep the goal in mind, but you find another way to go down that path. There's always another way. Somebody comment that in the chat. There is always another way. You too, YouTube. There is always another way. Like I told you guys, God will never close a door and a window at the same time. There is always another way. So the pivot doesn't mean you change the goal. No, the pivot just means you change the plan. If this plan wasn't working and you keep facing adversity, just know you're becoming a champion right now. So you pivot and you find another plan that is still going to help you get to that goal. And even if that plan, you start facing some challenges and it's not working the way that you want, then you pivot and you find another way to get to that goal. So what I learned, and gratefully my Instagram is back, but what I learned is, even if I lost this account, right? Even if I faced an adversity that would have devastated me, I know that that's happening for me to make me even more of a champion than I already am. And whatever is meant for you is going to come to you. That's why we never change the goal. We just pivot the plan. Because whatever you're supposed to have, you will have it. And the way that you know it's something you're supposed to have is by the fact that you cannot stop thinking about it, by the fact that you cannot stop talking about it, by the fact that you cannot stop praying about it, by the fact that it is something you walk with and live with every single day. That's purpose. That's destiny. That's alignment. That's your assignment. That is not something you can let go. And as challenging as it is to get there, you always pivot. Never let it go. You simply pivot your way to get there. There is so much power in that pivot. Because again, you are showing yourself that no matter what pops up on this journey, I'm locked in. I'm laser focused. It belongs to me. It is mine. It doesn't matter how. It's already for me. It's already written. It's already there. It's already done. That's how I want you guys to operate. Purpose makes no excuses. This thing that you are meant to have, this success, this life, this business, these goals that you're writing down that you're meant to achieve, there is no excuse to not go and do them. It doesn't mean the journey won't be hard. It doesn't mean you won't face significant challenges in order to get there. But that's still not an excuse. I want you guys to welcome difficulty. When things start looking like they're falling apart, that's how you know it's going down. That's how you know God is favoring you in that moment. That's how you know you're getting closer to the actual goal that you set out to achieve, because it starts to feel like it's getting harder to get there. You never change the goal. You simply pivot and change the tool. If you were using this tool before and it broke, and now you feel like, dang, how am I going to get to my goal? What do? You go pick up another tool. That tool may not work the same way that one did, but we don't stop. Somebody comment, never give up. Somebody comment, never give up. You simply Pick up a different tool, you pivot the plan, you keep going and pursuing your purpose because there is no excuses. Purpose does not make excuses. Even when it's hard, it doesn't mean you can't cry. It doesn't mean you can't sit down. It doesn't mean you can't have a moment, but having a moment is different from staying there. So you can have a moment. You can be in that place. I had a moment. I was in that place of feeling like, ugh, why is this happening? You can be in that moment, but you cannot stay there. You simply need to pass through because you have so many more things you need to achieve that you don't have the time to stay in that zone. You don't have the time to continue feeling like the victim. You have to simply look at it as, again, this is not happening to me. This is happening for me. This is happening so I can build something bigger. This is happening so I can become stronger. This is happening so I can have a bigger and better testimony to share down the road. So all of you guys who are in here, it's towards the end of the year. This is a great time for a lot of people, but this is also a hard time, right? And I feel like it's hard because we're faced with the reality that 9 months have gone by and maybe we haven't accomplished all the goals that we've set out to do. These 9 months, 10 months have gone by and we're still feeling like, dang, I still have things on my to-do list. I want you to take that feeling that you have, and instead of letting it weigh on you and you feel the guilt and the pressure from that, I instead want you to let that fuel you. Because maybe you've been making excuses up till today, but from this conversation, from this live that we're doing now, I don't want you carrying any of those same excuses into tomorrow. You still have time to pivot. You still have time to pick up a different tool. You still have time to recognize that all of these things that have taken place throughout the year that have made you feel like it has stopped you from going and doing what you know you need to do, you still have time to say, you know what? Those things did not happen to me. They happened for me. And all the failures, quote unquote, that you've experienced throughout this year have in fact been lessons. And guess what? Now you know all the things that don't work. You know all the things that don't work. So now you can focus on discovering the things that do work. Now you can focus on the tools that you know can get you there, can start the process before the end of the year. That's how I want you to shift, right? When you operate in a space knowing that this idea that you have, this business, this goal, this life that you want to live is assigned to you and is available to you and is a part of your purpose, then you will know that nothing should ever have enough power over you to make you stop pursuing it. You've let things stop you up to now, but that ends today. Somebody comment, that's over now. No more of that. Okay? That ends today. You've let things stop you up to now. I have too. Now I've learned, okay, purpose has no excuse. So I'm going to make sure I'm ready in all different ways. I'm ready to pick up any tool necessary in order to get me to my goal. It doesn't matter how heavy it is. It doesn't matter how hard it seems. You know that what is meant for you is for you. This idea that you have is your purpose. It is your assignment. And so you cannot let another day go by where you keep putting your assignment over there and not answering the call, not doing what you need to do to live in your purpose, all because you haven't pivoted yet. You're still stuck on that last thing you tried that didn't work. And so you think that it must be over Meanwhile, there's a whole other tool right here just waiting for you to turn directions and pick it up and go. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Drop 100 in the chat if y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. That's over now. Yes, YouTube, I see y'all. Drop 100 in the chat if y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. That ends today. Your doubt ends today. You making excuses ends today. You feeling like things are happening to you ends today. They're not happening to you. They're happening for you because there's a champion inside of you. And the people who go through life without facing any type of adversity or challenge, we don't judge them. But guess what? You're a different type of champion than they are. Because you have already made it through some of your darkest days. You've had darker days than a lot of people that you know. So you're a different type of champion than they are. So you must know, if you've already made it through that dark day and you're still here, then that means you have more to accomplish. That means you need to pick up that other tool. You need to pivot and you need to go. That's what that means. That's what that means. You can't do what everybody else is doing. You can't relax and be chill and give up like everybody else is doing because you've already made it through darker days than they have. So you are a different type of champion than they are. And you are the type of champion where you cannot make excuses for your purpose. You cannot make excuses for why you aren't doing what you know you have to do. You have to go and make it happen no matter what you need to do. No matter what you need to learn, no matter what new direction, tool, road you need to go down, no matter what pivot you need to make, you have to make it happen. No excuses. No excuses. Your purpose makes no excuses. And there is so much power in your pivot. Okay? So what I want y'all to do tonight for your homework, because I gave y'all homework last week, what I really want you guys to sit with tonight is, where are you still stuck? What is the thing that just happened that made you feel like, dang, I cannot keep going? This must be the sign that I should stop. And we all have that thing. What is that just happened, or maybe happened a year ago, that made you feel like you can't go forward? Whatever that thing is, I want you to revisit it. And I want you to say, you know what? I thought that was happening to me. I thought that meant I was supposed to stop. But now I see this means that I'm supposed to keep going. Now I see that this was actually happening for me. Now I see that came to actually mold me into a different person, into a bigger, better version of myself, so I could still go and achieve this goal, so I could still go and achieve this dream. That's what I want you to do. It happened for you. It hurt, but it happened for you. All right? I love y'all. Definitely hope you guys carry this with you throughout the rest of the week. Adversity is going to come. And come at me. Come at me. Because you know nothing comes without God's permission. I hope y'all know that. Good and bad. God is the controller of every single thing, period. So when it comes, that's God. When it doesn't come, that's God. So you got to know it is always happening for you because it is designed, destined, and controlled. And it is timed. I didn't know my Instagram page was going to be down for 4 days, but God did. 5 years ago, God knew that was going to happen this weekend. And it's up to me when it's happening to say, okay, this sucks. This hurts. I'm upset. But this is happening for me. This is happening so that I can always be ready, so I can sharpen my other tools. And that's exactly what I did. So I want you guys to not be afraid of what could come, but know that everything that comes your way, whether it's a challenge or it's not a challenge, is always meant to shape you so that you can keep going in your purpose. All right. Love y'all. I will save this to my page and I will see you guys next Monday for More Money Monday. I also stream this live on YouTube. So go to Ellie Talks Money on YouTube and you can subscribe there to be tapped into the next things coming. All right. Bye. Bye, YouTube. I'm sorry, I was looking this way for most of it, but I'm so glad that you guys were able to lock in as well. So this will be saved, and I will see y'all at the next More Money Monday. Bye.